Hey there folks, welcome to X-Ray Talk Productions. As you may have noticed, I seem to have lost my chin hair. Well, it was getting uneven and I needed to shave it, and shut up, I know my chin is disproportionate to my body and I'm fat. Shut up! Anyway, what I want to talk to you today is about the recent Purge movie. Purge, Election Year. Third film in the Purge series, trilogy, franchise, whatever it may be. Well, yeah, saw it last weekend on 4th of July weekend of all times, because I figured that's one of the gimmicks the movie's is trying to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and appreciate that gimmick by going to it at that time. My friends got a little pissed at me because there was a snafu with trying to go there, but whatever. That's a whole different story. All right, so let's talk about the movie The Purge, Election Year. All right, now right off the bat, I was really curious how the hell this movie is going to get away with doing what it's doing. The first part of that being how the hell they get away with putting this on during the 4th of July weekend. You got me how the hell they got away with that, which could have been seen as offensive to some Americans. I haven't really seen anybody really complain about it all that much, so why is my computer doing that? Purple and yellow. Whatever. Anyway, and the other thing being, how in the world, based on the rules of the previous Purge movies, where certain level, I believe it was level 10 government employees were simply off limits to the Purge? Well, the main character is a senator running for president. I figured that meant that they were off limits. They did, in fact, find a relatively reasonable way around this right away. They said they simply have lifted the ban on government employees and the ban on certain level weapons for this very particular purge. That was a wonderfully clever and simple idea. That's something I was wondering about way back when the movie first got announced, and I'm glad they didn't just ignore that like some movies would have done just for the sake of making it more entertaining. Right, so that being said, there is a pretty decent backstory to why this senator, presidential-elect, whatever you want to call her, does want to get rid of the Purge. She was attacked on Purge night, probably the first Purge night, based on how long she's been in office, which we still have not seen a first Purge. I would love to still see that. Just saying, for future reference sequels. We're probably going to get them. Right, so this woman does have a decent story, and we do relate to her. Is she doesn't even approve of the folks, the rebels from the last movie, who are using the ability of the Purge to kill people who are to kill the more organized government people who are purging. Whatever. Yeah, and we do get to see a little bit more of how this world works. We saw that foreigners do, in fact, come to the United States to purge on Purge Night, which was kind of interesting, and it's really funny, really or ironic that they're dressed in like Uncle Sam uniforms, like those guys with those kind of uniforms from the trailer, the Statue of Liberty get up and all that. Those people weren't even American. That's fucking scary. Yeah, and as per Anarchy, the film has lots of action in it, and has a very loud but fun message about the way this country is going. I've even heard many people say that the first Purge film had an idea, which I've said about many different people. The first Purge movie, part of the reason it's not as liked even as much as the second one or even this one, was because the idea at the time seemed kind of out there and impossible. But you look at the world just a couple years later, what were we, 3 or 4 since the first film? I think we missed a year last year because they were waiting for this one to come to this year, whatever. Yeah, and it seems, based on which one of our presidential elects, Mr. Trump, people have joked around that, well, this very well could be happening soon. Yeah, so that being said, the positives. Let's go into the positives and the negatives here. We're going to start with the positives. Like I said, the action is really good. Frank Grillo, the Punisher type dude from Purge Anarchy, is back. Also returning is that one homeless guy who showed up in both the other Purge films so far. He really didn't get a name. He didn't really do too much in in the second movie. He appeared, but he didn't really. Honestly, I didn't even know it was him until somebody told me. But he's back here, and he's pretty much the leader of his own little anti-purge resistance group in DC. That's cool, and seeing this take place during the 4th of July weekend, and in such a America way, is just really cool looking. Great costumes, fantastic masks, and the one purger in particular, the Candy Girl, just made me laugh my ass off. Those girls, these girls come in on a lit up car. Well, it's like Christmas lights almost, like white Christmas lights, all decked out on the car, and Party in the USA is playing, and I'm just laughing my ass off. The only way they could have made that more funny was if they played the song "Girls Just Want to Have Fun," but the way they did it was just fine. This girl is so ridiculous. She's like almost too old to be the character that she is in the movie, but it doesn't matter. She's playing like this schoolgirl type character who tries robbing a convenience store for some candy. So she comes back that night to that convenience store that wouldn't let her. She was like, did I say she was stealing candy? Whatever. Yeah, she's stealing candy, and she goes back to the fucking convenience store. It's like, I want my motherfucking candy, old man. And it's just, oh my god, made me laugh so hard. Made me laugh so hard. Yeah, it's once again we got some creepy masks, all sorts of shit. Loved it. Loved the political messages, and I really liked the ending. Which I'm gonna, like I said, we got some spoilers going on here. May have ended the purge. Which brings sequels. Very interesting. I'm not sure where they're gonna go with this exactly, but it seems like we could do almost movies. Almost could do purges whenever we want. Right. Which is kind of cool. Let's go into the negatives. It did feel like there was a little bit less openness to this film compared to Anarchy, which goals almost get us the fuck out of that house from the first film. It seems like we had lots of moments of, okay, we're running, crazy thing, go inside a house. Chill for like 10 minutes. Okay, alright, we're going outside, we're running, crazy people, and we're in a base. And we go outside, and we're running, and we're going to the church to stop the people from doing the thing. You know, there was a lot more of that, and in some ways, it did help us build the world a little bit better. You know, like we learned that the taxes, people are out saving their places because of like taxes and crap, and people can't afford to have basically purge insurance, which is something that they brought up into the series. Seriously, the world building in this is probably the best one that built the world up out of all three of the films. But that being said, it was a bit more contained than the last film, which I think is just great. Or the last one, which I thought was just great. Still, I think this movie's really, really good. But yeah, that and the other one, and the biggest glaring problem for me, which I'm also surprised really hasn't become more of a thing, is they brought in a character, the store owner, who couldn't afford purge insurance. This character, like, sometimes he would go from, you know, being understandable why he's out on the purge night, why he's doing what he's doing, but then he would, like, suddenly transform into, like, God, I hate to be this way, but every, like, racial Michael Bay stereotype of, like, African Americans, he would just show up. Oh God, it'd just be like, I can't even say a lot of what he was saying. Just, it was so, But, yeah, I can't let you, I don't like these people, but I can't let you hurt these white folks. It's like, man, stop. You're black. I know. Don't let that be your character. And almost every time he said that, I sat there and went, man, this character is going to piss off a lot of people. He's just the worst kind of Michael Bay stereotype sometimes. But other times, what he does makes sense. It was very frustrating. This one did have a little bit more humor in it because of this character, but I wouldn't call it intelligent humor. I wouldn't call it... It's just, like... God, it's like it's like that scene of Bernie Mac from Transformers, you know? Hey, Mima, what's going on? Ooh, I'm gonna beat that ass. It's like, shut the fuck up, movie. No, you don't need to do this. You're better than this. Other than that, I highly recommend you go see this movie. It was well worth it. I know 4th of July may be over, but give it a shot. Bye bye.